behind closed doors. I'm a fool for your love.
Everyone, my name's Anthony and welcome to the Anthony James Show here on Sports Fan Entertainment. Well, let's get into the power rankings. Because I was right this past week, at the end there's not too much that changed because I predicted a lot of the losers would lose. So with that in mind, number one, the Kansas City Chiefs moved them up 2 spots. Decided to give it to them instead of the Oakland Raiders. Their wins, I think, have been better wins than the Raiders. Plain and simple. Then the Raiders are number 2. Yeah, you won. To the Jets. Sorry. The only spot you can move up to is 1, and I think the Chiefs deserve number 1. Number 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They move up 1. They beat the Minnesota Vikings. Granted, they had a backup quarterback, but a win's a win. 2-0 to start out the season. Not a bad spot to be in. The Falcons move them up 3 to number 4. Might be a little high, I will say. However, they were able to beat the Packers. In many people's eyes, they're one of, if not the best team in the NFC. I'd have to agree to that. So the fact they were able to beat them, even though it was a home game, a win's a win. Patriots, I keep them at number 5. They won this week, but it was against the Saints, so sorry, can't move you up there. Number 6, the Packers move them down 5 spots. This isn't really anything like me being, oh, Packers don't like you, I'm moving you down. I don't want to move them down this far, but look at the teams that are in front of them. They all won their games, and the Falcons beat the Packers, so I kind of was in a tough situation. Sorry, Packer fans, but 6, I think that's kind of where you should be right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I move them up to 7. They are undefeated currently, too. They just play dominant football against the Bears. They deserve that spot. Talking about dominant football, number 8, the Denver Broncos move them up 2 spots. They are looking good. People are not talking about the Denver Broncos. Kind of surprised. They've been a consistently good team for a long time now. I'm surprised people are not high on the Broncos. They can and I think will be a playoff team. Move them up 2 spots to 8. Titans move them up 3 spots to 9. I wasn't high on the Titans coming into the season. However, I will admit they've done well. And looking at their division, it's really the Titans' division to lose. I will easily admit that. Next up, number 10, the Dallas Cowboys. Move them down 4 spots. Feel like they should be down farther, especially against their performance with the Broncos. But they did well last year. I'm not going to kick them away right now. Number 11, the Panthers, move them up 3 spots. Yeah, they didn't beat the highest of quality teams, but 2-0 to start out the season is 2-0. Good position right now for the Panthers. Next, the Lions, move them up 4 spots to 12. This is partially just because I wanted to move them ahead of the Giants. I'm not big on the Lions this year, but they're 2-0. They're leading the division right now. Good spot to be for the Lions. We'll see if they can continue that up. The Giants, move them down 5 spots to 13. Part of me feels like the Giants should be lower than this. However, I try not to drop teams more than 5 spots or move them up more than 5 spots. So 5 spots is where we'll put the Giants. 14, I moved the Seahawks down 1. I know you're thinking, why did you move the Seahawks down? I don't try to move. If a team wins, I don't try to move them down. And if a team loses, I don't try to move them up. In this case, the reason I did, in part, because I didn't want to move the Giants down so much. And really, I trust the Giants more than the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks have won a game. Or no, they haven't won a game yet. Oh, no, they did. What am I trying to say? I'm sorry. Yeah, the Seahawks won against the 49ers. Not that great of a game, though. It was pretty close against a team that should have not been close. So it's not me trying to knock the Seahawks. They played a close game, barely won. I didn't want to move the Giants down too much. Sorry. Number 15, the Philadelphia Eagles, move them down 4 spots. They lost to a good Chiefs team, but a loss is a loss, so sorry you moved down, Eagle fans. Number 16, move the Dolphins up 1 spot. A good win against the Chargers. I'm not that high on the Chargers, but a lot of people are. They're a good team this year, so hey, a win's a win, and it's a good way to start out the season for the Dolphins. Who would have thought, coming into this NFL season, both the Dolphins and the Buccaneers would be 1-0? Because, you know, they were supposed to play each other week 1, but in any regard, Washington Redskins also move them up a spot. They beat a good team in the Los Angeles Rams. I think an improved team. So that's a good spot for them. Number 18, the Vikings move them down 3 spots. This is, I think, about where the Vikings are as a team. Thing is, it really depends on quarterback situation. If Case Keenum's starting, I'm sure the Vikings will be in the 20s very quick. Number 19, the Baltimore Ravens. They move up 1 spot. And I'm sure you're looking at this being like, Anthony, why are they only at 19? A couple reasons. One, I'm not that high on them. I think they'll probably win this week too, so they'll be 3-0. So they will move up a little bit again, but I'm just not expecting much out of this Ravens team. Yeah, a strong start, good for them, but how long is it going to last? They started out 3-0 last year. Look what happened to them. I think they're a decent team. They probably should be up a little bit higher, but this is just how it fell this week. I'm sorry. You know what? If you guys are going to give me crap about something, I can understand this one. I'll say that. Next up, the Texans move them down one spot to 20. Yeah, sorry, Texan fans. That just kind of ended up being how it was this week. I know you beat the Bengals and stuff, but you really didn't look good. I know another team that I knocked down. Sorry, Texan fans. I didn't want to keep the Ravens behind you, so didn't really have a choice here. And for the most part, everything's the same from here on out. LA Rams and LA Chargers, yeah, they lost, but I like them more than I do the Arizona Cardinals, so that's why I kept them above the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals move up 2. You won against a bad Colts team. Congratulations. Jaguars move down 1. Then the rest of them all lost their games. So from 25 down to 32, they all stay the same spot. I can see arguments made. Maybe I should have moved some of the losers around. But to me, these teams are all losers. I'm not dealing with them. Yeah, and let's talk about the Bears for a second, because you guys were telling me, hey, Anthony, the Bears should be up in the high 20s. Well, what do you think about that? They did horrible against the Buccaneers. Why people had that smoke and mirrors about the Bears, that they'd be a good team this year, I don't know. Proved my point. I know I was harsh at the beginning of this video. That was just kind of me being like, hey, the last year, the power rankings, I got crap in the comments all the time. Personally, I don't care. Like, you guys can say what you want about me, but I'm right too. I'm not dumb. I know my NFL too. So when I know it, I'm going to tell you about that. Overall, I think I've done a pretty good job to the start of the NFL season, personally, looking at how I had teams predicted. Of course, some aren't doing as well as I wanted them to, but overall, they've been doing a pretty good job. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say below. Yeah, I know, a lot of you guys don't like me for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think so far, at least in the first few weeks, I've proven myself. I've predicted a lot of the games right this year, so we'll see how he does. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new, you can follow me on Twitter at FEAnthony, and you can subscribe to the Fairview Entertainment Network. I do videos on my own channel, so watch there. I do plenty of NFL. I do my predictions there too, so maybe I'll have a bad week, and then you guys can laugh at me on my channel like I kind of did this week. Both of those links are in the description, so be sure to check them out. And of course, subscribe to Sports Fan Entertainment. Plenty of NFL videos on this channel. But that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and until next time, this is Anthony, and I'm out. See you all later.